Am I the butthole for uninviting my mom, then my aunt, then my sister to my wedding after they wanted my fiancé to do this at the wedding? Me, male 30, and my soon-to-be wife, female 28, are expecting our first baby together. All my family are hardcore Christians. So they weren't happy with us having a baby before getting married. My fiancé and I decided to have the wedding before our baby arrives. Thankfully, everyone in the family supported this decision and wanted to help. We're getting married on March. However, the problem started when my fiancé was showing the women in my family pictures of her wedding dress. Mom and my aunt got mad at her for picking a dress that's revealing and said that it'd show guests her pregnancy and they didn't want that. Said that they won't accept that and demanded she return/replace it with another wedding gown to cover up. My fiancé was crying, saying that my mom was pressuring her and coming up with other wedding dress suggestions that aren't her style. I told my mom she was overstepping hugely. And that it's funny she thinks of her grandbaby as something to hide and be ashamed of. My mom got into an argument with me. Lashed out and said I should not be putting them in this awful position. I told her she was uninvited since she refused to stop. She got my aunt involved. I simply replied to her shaming text by telling her she too got uninvited to the wedding. I kid you not, my sister kept berating me and claiming my fiancé is being the problem and a bridezilla. I told her she too was uninvited and I let it be known that everyone will be uninvited too if they try to get involved. That's when crap hit the fan. Now Dad and the others are furious, saying Jesus Adam, you messed up big time, and went to call me uneffin' reasonable, saying I need to re-invite my mom, aunt, sister ASAP and get my fiancé to return her offensive dress because that's the least I could do for them. In fact, they said I should be on my knees begging them to show up after I made them look bad for getting my fiancé pregnant before getting married. I haven't talked to them yet. They made my fiancé feel bad about every choice we made, including uninviting the family. My little sister likes my fiancé's dress. At least there's a supportive member in my family. My brother and his wife just keep parroting my mom's hurtful words and calling me a doormat for doing this. Not the butthole, uninvite the whole frickin' family. You'll have a better time without them. Edit, yes, the little sister is cool, she can come. Only thing is, if she still lives with the parents, it may make her life unpleasant if original poster invites her but leaves everyone else out. A wedding is a lot of work and you and your fiancé should get to enjoy it. If your parents, sister, and aunt come, they're just going to trash talk the bride the whole night, leading to more family drama. Uninvite them all and enjoy your wedding. You might want to go low contact if they're going to trash talk your wife in front of the kids as well. Edit, forgot to add NTA. Your family, with the exception of your little sister, sounds like a bunch of buttholes, though. This exactly, original poster is definitely not the butthole. Yeah, and you're definitely not being a doormat. You're being a husband. Not the butthole, and good on you. Right. He would be a doormat if he bowed to his family's demands and went against his fiancé. By standing up against them, and for his future wife, he is being a good and strong partner. Family, when are you going to stand up for yourself? Stands up for himself. Family, no, not like that. Not the butthole. This type of supposed moral superiority that Op's family shows never fails to anger me from its lack of logic. Not the butthole. Notice how your family is mostly mad at you for not being their doormat. He should have said, no, I am not a doormat and I sure as hell won't be yours either. Agreed. If I were married, and I have been, with very supportive in-laws, and although we didn't have a wedding, I am still friends with them all, consider them my second family, and keep in close contact with to this day, and pregnant, I would expect my husband to understand that the wedding was our day, and should not be ruined because of some horrible trash talk by his own family. It's shocking how unsupportive they're being because of, to my understanding, what others will think. They already know Op's wife is pregnant, and that they're happy to be, but they just don't want her to look pregnant? To save their own faces? Huge no, hard pass. Sounds like original poster has a very shiny spine, and I hope his wife gives him such a huge hug for being so assertive. Op, definitely not the butthole. Yeah, you refuse to give in to my unreasonable demands. What a doormat, laughing out loud please. The rest of the family enabled the mother. They're the doormats. Just keep parroting my mom's hurtful words and calling me a doormat for doing this. Not the butthole, they want you to be their doormat. Continue to stick up for your soon-to-be wife. This also, is your family aware that people can count? When the baby arrives shortly after the wedding, everyone will know what's up. I'm sorry your family cares more about what others think than they do about your lovely bride and soon-to-be precious baby. I think you'll enjoy your wedding more without them. Congratulations. Not the butthole. Probably everyone attending knows anyway. Also, is your family aware that people can count? Lol, exactly. It's a little joke in my family that my, long past, grandparents welcomed my aunt 6 months after the wedding. It happens. No one cares when the baby shows up. My grandmother swore up and down, with a straight face, she was a 6-month-old preemie. In 1923. Sure, Grandma. Sure. We all buy that. My grandparents were married in June and their first child arrived that December. I was in high school when I did the math and went, hey. Lol. I had an old family friend who always used to joke about the phenomenon of honeymoon babies. They're always preemies, it's crazy. Or they can go to the old tried and true, the baby was preterm. They've been using that one for hundreds and hundreds of years. I went to a super conservative Christian wedding once. Bride and bridesmaids with long sleeves, no dancing, no alcohol, etc. The couple had a 9 pounds premature baby, supposedly at 28 weeks pregnant. I can't believe they thought that'd fly, smiley face. My mom was 6 to 8 weeks pregnant at my parents' wedding. They were engaged and had already bought the house, so they figured why not start trying. They went on their honeymoon, came back, and announced the pregnancy. Then I came 5 weeks early, it was probably a bit obvious. My parents were also expecting when they got married, at 12 weeks. It was quite scandalous because they only dated 3 months before getting pregnant, and my dad is 11 years older than my mom. Still going strong, and this year is their 40th anniversary. They had a lot of family against them at first, and I'm super proud they've proved them wrong. For the op, you're definitely NTA. Good for you for standing up for your fiancé. I didn't invite certain family members to my wedding because they didn't support our relationship, and I'm super glad I made that decision. Our wedding was the best time ever, a wild night of love, joy, and happiness, as it should be. Huh. Yeah, no. My daughter was actually born at 28 weeks. Guess how much she weighed? 2 pounds. Babies born that early don't even have fully developed organs yet. She was in the NICU for over 2 months and was on oxygen the first year of her life. And every bride should have the privilege of choosing her own dress. You're being a great partner in supporting her. You too and your baby will be your own nuclear family, and everyone else will be extended family. You both are what matter most. NTA. Most likely his family will be using that. Haha. My brother did this when he got married. His wife's family are super religious Catholics. They had the wedding all planned for the June and all of a sudden it was brought forward 3 months. 7 months later my nephew arrives, super preemie and yet normal weight and size. I'm sure no one worked it out at all. My very religious uncle always said that the first baby arrives anytime. The second one always takes 9 months. He was very unjudgmental, this was just a joke. I hate that I have to add that caveat. Totally not the butthole, and agree those family members don't deserve to come. The wedding is about you and your fiancé and your new baby and making a new family for yourselves. Well done for sticking up for her and for you both. If your family don't come around, it's their loss and on them. Personally, think it's disgusting for them to want to hide or be ashamed of their grandchild. Wish you the best for your wedding and lives together, and sounds like you will be great parents too who will teach true morals and right from wrong and not worrying about what other people might think. Look at your shiny backbone, op. Way to stick up for your fiancé. Too many of these Am I the Butthole stories have the opposite problem, deferring to familial pressure, but you are absolutely supporting the correct people. NTA. Edit. Thank you for the shiny awards, kind Redditors. Edit 2. Corrected person to people based on the great response from Userality 12. Reddit link. Not only that, but original poster is sticking up for his unborn child. Asking mom if she's ashamed of her grandchild. I hope you have a beautiful wedding day and a wonderful married life. Yeah, The only Christian behavior of the family is acting holier than thou. I won't say something harsh and caustic like cut them out of your life forever, but I do think a timeout is warranted. And where do they get off saying that they are embarrassed? They're being embarrassing. Plenty of people have had kids before they've gotten married, and plenty more in the future. It means nothing as far as fidelity, because they are committed to each other. Their views are archaic at best. I agree. I have an 8-year-old with my girlfriend, but just because we don't have a piece of paper from the state doesn't mean she's not my wife. I refer to her as my wife because she is. Wasn't Jesus considered a bastard child, since he wasn't Joseph's son? And he went on to heal beggars, lepers, and prostitutes. If we're going to live our lives based on Bronze Age goat herder mythology, might as well embrace all of it and not some parts. Which means anyone who wears a polycotton blend is as much a fiend as a bearer of a tattoo or gasp a homosexual. Up, NTA. Toss the whole family out except the little sister. My mother's parents disowned her for much the same, and my father's family told him to man up and do the right thing. Fortunately, they loved each other regardless of the child and made it work, and you can too. Best of luck. Edit, broken screen, spelling of lepers. Precisely. The Christians that eat at Red Lobster are going to be very surprised when they actually read Leviticus. Seriously. Not the butthole. Good on you for showing your fiancé what a supportive husband you will be. Kick the family to the curb until they can behave. It sounds like they're trying to make the wedding about them. For real. The absolute irony of the brother calling original poster a doormat for sticking up for his fiancé instead of just rolling over to his family's demands had me laughing. How is he a doormat for standing up for himself? Laughing my butt off. Except the little sister. Promote her to honorary mother. If they're doing the bride/father and groom/mother dances, the sister should replace mom. Or best woman. Why let gender dictate who stands by you on your day? Funny that your brother is calling you a doormat for refusing to do what your family is pressuring you to do. That's the opposite of doormattery. Didn't you know? It's okay for original poster to be a doormat when he's doing what I want, but it's not okay when he's doing what you want. And yet he and the dad aren't uninvited. Just the women. I'm guessing it just hasn't come up. They're either all going or none of them are. The women of the family are directly disrespecting the bride. The men are just fussing it up. I guess that's the difference? Woman shrugging. Sounds like the men are going to do exactly what the women tell them to do. Nothing doormatish about that, apparently, rolling eyes face. I honestly don't understand why the mom is throwing a fit about the revealing wedding dress. So what if people might see a baby bump? The bride is freaking pregnant. It's to be expected. It makes me wonder if the grandparents are planning on telling everyone that the baby was conceived and born after the wedding? Like, 9 months squished into 5? Old saying, the first baby always comes early, the rest take 9 months. This. Hilariously old school, but I heard a great aunt say it, and she believed it, maybe. Her version was the first one can come anytime, only the second takes 9 months. My ex-boss once told us that her grandmother was convinced she was a premature baby since she was born 6 months after her parents' wedding. Not the butthole. And while you're at it, you might want to uninvite your dad as well. Seriously, he's berating me and blaming me for reacting that way. But sees nothing wrong with what my does and think that I'm the problem. It's exhausting having to explain every time, but he chooses to side with her and so does everybody else. You don't have to explain. They know. They just don't care about you as much as they care about how their church buddies perceive them. They've enjoyed judging others for clutch pearls, having sex before marriage, and now they're on the receiving end, so they're trying to hoist the shame onto you. They will only piss all over your beautiful day and beautiful bride. I presume the dress doesn't have a big bump cut out and tattoos on it saying baby on board, though I think it would be fun to Photoshop one like this and send it to them all saying fiancé got this new dress since you had so much to say about the first one. This should really tickle your tits. Obviously you're not invited. ETA not the butthole, no way no how. They've enjoyed judging others for clutch pearls, having sex before marriage. Can you spell HYPOCRITE? I don't understand. If they are so worried about looking bad at the wedding, they should be relieved to not go and not look bad. If I got all huffy every time I thought the bride's dress was ugly or inappropriate, I'd be a locomotive. If you're needing some coal for your engine, watch the New York say yes to the dress and those dang mesh corset monstrosities. Actually, quite a lot of those dresses by any designer makes me wonder what they're thinking. Edit, these Ninas are actually very pretty. I was really thinking of the ones that seem to always be on the TV show like this, web link. They're thinking that this is their day to be a lingerie model and have the photo shoot for the gram. They don't think beyond that. Some women just want to look sexy at the best party they've ever thrown for themselves. It's not my taste, but there's no rule that says your wedding has to be some chaste virginal religious ceremony. Exactly. It is not to everyone's taste, but it isn't your dress, and judging and looking down on other people for what they want to do at their party makes you a dick. Ops post is about people who are making a bride feel bad about her dress choice. Original poster, not the butthole, and your fiancé/wife and children are your most important family members. It's the advertisements for those styles of dresses, makes the brides think they're also beautiful woodland fairies with lots of mesh and pretty sparkles. They don't realize it's completely photoshopped, and in reality, they'll be sweating after 10 minutes because those sparkles are heavy. Looking through that Benina catalog, I kind of love most of those. A few are a bit yikes though. NTA, I say you tell your mother either she shuts up about your fiancé's dress, or you two live in sin until your child is old enough to be your ring bearer/flower girl. Pro tip, if you try to reason with a clown, you will end up the clown. Uninvite and enjoy your wedding with the woman you love. No need to explain any further, they won't listen. Uninvite dad, your brother and his wife, and any other extended family that has chimed in. The whole lot. Looks like little sis may be your only blood relative there on your big day, and that's okay because your chosen family will be there first and foremost, your wife. Good for you for standing up for your partner and not letting your toxic family talk to her like that. Just send them this thread. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.